Char's Zaku 2. Hey, what's up again, everybody? Robert184, 2Rs, 2Bs, Gundam.tk, and the Zaku mask, because this is the Zaku 2 real grade 1/144th Char's custom mobile suit. Anyway, you've seen the D-box, the parts, and the mobile suit, but what about all the goods and bads? Well, here they will be laid out in one place where you can make your decision as to whether this is worth importing or not. Char's going to kick back for a little bit and listen to some of the negatives, and the one that I'm going to complain about quite a bit is just the falling parts. Now, when you increase the complexity of a mobile suit and a model here, the master grades, the version 2.0, there's going to be issues with things falling off. You've got more parts, you've got more moving things are going to happen. I can forgive that, but you've just got to be careful with everything that you do, which can get a little bit annoying, especially with the legs. You've already seen that the front skirts can get in the way completely. The side skirts are going to fall off all the time. They may be worth gluing in, but if you do that, there are going to be some poses that you're not going to be able to put it into very well. I also had the leg fall off on me and a few other things, little details on all over the arms, and especially when you're swapping the manipulators on and off at the end of the forearms. That's a huge issue. Those parts don't fit in there very well, so you've got to be really, really careful. Now, another thing that goes along with the losing parts thing is that when you've got these hands that are master grade quality but high grade size, you're going to end up having lost digits, and my real grade Gundam has already lost a couple. And anyway, you've just got to be pretty much careful with this whatever you do. Now, along the same lines, when you try to balance them on the ground, again, because you've got the legs with their multiple moving positions, and then you can have the feet in its three different things, just something as simple as just putting them flush on the ground can seem a little bit annoying. Now, it's not the end of the world. It's only going to take you a few seconds to get everything right, but with the old high grades where you're used to just having everything on a ball joint on an ankle and that's it, bang, it's flat on the ground, here you've just got to take that little bit of time that if you're at the upper end of the posing spectrum, you will have no problems doing. Now, a couple other things. The arms came across as being really flimsy, especially the bend, and that's mostly the fault here of the bicep in the back of that. But again, the bend mechanism is good, but the arms don't come across as being as good or as solid of the legs, which is a little bit disappointing. And then, what else? Well, the heat axe is dull, though if you put a little bit of shiny silver paint on there, I'm sure you could jazz that up without too much difficulty. Seriously. I didn't put the decals on here because on my Gundam they look very good, although a few of them have decided to peel off, so I'll probably put them on later, but for now, I'm just going to stay neutral, although it's great that they give you decals of this quality if you choose to use them. So how about the goods, though? Well, I'm going to start with the packaging, because when you see that on the shelves, no matter whether you're a fan of Gundam or not, it's going to catch your eye, because this packaging is great. I'm sure it says the cover art is somewhere on there, and they deserve a raise because the work that they did with both the Gundam and now the Zaku 2, I hope that this line keeps up, because that is going to look epic, and you will never want to throw out these boxes. Next up, the winner is the concept of the real grade. You've got the master grades, the version 2.0s are great. Well, what can Bandai do next? Well, they can sell us the same size as high grade for a little bit more money, but to do that, we're going to get an inner frame. And the ingeniousness of this whole inner frame works really well. Yes, parts will fall off. You've got to follow the directions carefully about which parts to take on and off, but otherwise, the fact that we've got it in something like this 30 years ago when people were gluing things together, they could not have dreamed about it, I'm sure. The next winner, of course, is the multicolors, and this sort of goes back to the Gundam. Having those multiple whites makes that kit worth every penny, and on the Char one, you really don't notice it until you actually get right up there, but even from a distance, it just has that real effect, and you come to see why as soon as you get your head in a little bit closer. Now, going back to my days building high-grade Universal Century kits, fun things like the piping. When you take that, I used to take the time to run a lining marker over everything, and I remember how annoying that could be. And in this case, you don't have to do any lining because they had such a good design for the piping where you just take the parts, you stick them right through. It's even got the little bumps so that you can just slide the part right inside there. Everything works out well. And they even have the appropriate bends built into them. So if you want to get the head piping matching up left and right, you can do that if you take the time to get everything twisted into just the right place so that the little cutouts on each corner match up. Brilliant overall. Now, another positive thing, I had to leave one off just to show my annoyance though, the individual skirts. Because you have that, you can get the legs in pretty much any position you want. If you could keep the skirts on with a little bit of glue, you'd probably have a lot more luck and a lot less frustration. But in terms of the weapons and the extras that you're going to get, you can see the bazooka in there. I actually like the pink from a distance. Up close it looks a little bad. But having the two colors, having the ability to attach them on, the way you attach it into the palm by just plugging this in, all winners in my books. And another thing that I really like about the Char is you can move those thrusters on the back individually, and the fact that it's got these things built into the legs really give this a step up on the regular green Zaku 2, and they're going to have all sorts of combinations coming out in the future, I'm sure. Combine that with the fact that you're going to get manipulators. I do like the Master Grade style 3-finger trigger finger splits in principle. In practice they can be a little bit annoying, so I'm glad that they give you the boring old closed fists for when you want to be lazy. But in the end, the head sculpt and just the fact that it goes from this old cartoony guy who's going to pop in here out of focus to that sort of closed eyes, and when you combine that with the biggest winner, the moving mono eye, I love this kit for all those reasons. In the end, that's just one guy's opinion, so why don't you let me know your opinions, and I'm sure we'll have lots of good ones showing up in the comments down below about the mobile suit, the videos, and pretty much anything else related to Gundam. So thanks for watching this. As always, it's Robert184. I always love to hear what you guys have to say, good and bad, about the videos and the suits. Let me know your own experiences with this. Are you happy with the real grade line? Is this something you could see getting rid of Master Grades in the future? I sort of doubt it, but anyway, it's something that, in addition to the high-grade Universal Century, Bandai every 10 years, they just keep topping themselves, and I hope they keep it up. So hope you've enjoyed this kit too, and the videos. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for lots more reviews. Hit like if you do, don't if you don't, subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time, everybody. Probably my favorite part of the whole build is that when they're telling you what to do and what not to do for the kicking poses, is at the bottom where they tell you, don't have Char kick Amuro in the junk.